Hello guys, welcome back to another deck profile. This time we've got more. Who's been playing a really janky ass burn deck in the lowest tiers of Scrub League, to be fair.
The best tier.
Yeah, he's playing Fire Princess burn.
By popular demand.
Yeah, it's an old school deck, right?
Yeah. So, very old school.
Yeah.
I got the inspiration for it from the Yugioh Kaiba amusement park. Rebecca Hawkins uses Fire Princess in it. I was like, that is how my deck's going. So to start things off, we've got Fire Princess.
3 of this guy, I think. Yep.
3 of our deck mommy. Basically, number 1 rule of this deck is heal as much as you can and try not to die. So, interesting interaction is that Fire Princess does not start a chain. So if I heal, your opponent won't burn. So it's a pretty self-explanatory card. Yep. So to help that out and to help us get it, we've got our 3 of.
Another old school card.
UFO turtle. Bit slow for most other tiers in Scrub League, but because it's PU, you can have the time to get your UFO turtle to then search out your Fire Princess. And also, if they just have multiples, just chain into each other, just to build that extra barrier. Now, my third 3 of for my monsters is my dual terminal Golden Ladybug.
Nice.
This is a really weird card. So, in your standby phase, you have to reveal it. It has to remain revealed for the whole turn, and you gain 500 life points. So it's a very low-key 500
Is it not
point
once
booster.
per turn?
No. So if you've got all 3,
yeah.
that's every turn you're gaining 15.
Yeah. And it's all separate, right?
Yeah, it's all separate. So that's also 3 different instances with 3 different instances of Fire Princess.
It's a huge burn.
That is 15 heal for 15 burn.
Nice. I can see why you're running this.
So onto our spells.
Yep.
We've got the best spell. Spell absorption. So this is basically just to get the burn going so we can start burning on my turn. Interesting, it also doesn't start a chain, and it's for every spell, so your opponent's spells as well. After resolution, I gain it, they burn. Very simple.
It's like 1 line of text there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a very complicated deck.
Yeah.
And this, we've got only 2 of our child's play. A nice little spice for later, which is if we're over 10k, we can't be destroyed by battle, which is pretty relevant in PU because there's not many ways to remove it. And every time your opponent special summons, we gain 300, which is just a low-key heal, which is a burn.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so 2 of that.
Yeah, and then so this is where we can start seeing some good combo.
Yep.
Goblin Thief. So normally you inflict 500 points of damage and then you heal by 500. Now you inflict 1,000 points of damage and heal for 500.
1,500 deficit.
And now, with spell absorption, you deal 500 from Goblin Thief, 500 from Fire Princess, and now because you played another spell, you heal from 500 from spell absorption to do another 500 from Fire Princess. So that is where the value starts really coming into effect, because you can just, if you have multiple spell absorptions or multiple Fire Princess, you can do some serious burn damage really quickly, which takes a lot of people by surprise.
It just snowballs.
Yeah. If you just leave them in your hand and wait for the opportune moment, you can just burn. Like if you had this board, you're just doing ridiculous, like 3k off the top of my head.
Off a single turn.
Yeah. And it just spirals out of control if you can set up multiples. So ideally, I would want to set on 2 spell absorptions, 1 Fire Princess, and then whatever I play next is just going to heal me for a lot and burn for even more. And that is like the core basic combo of what I'm trying to do.
That's the deck profile.
And then
that's basically the combo.
Yeah, and then to help us get there, we've got Alright, I've got Ancient Leaves, which is pretty much a must-have in this heal deck. So you would think that the 2k cost is quite hard and quite pricey. Oh no, now it's only 1500 cost. Now it's only a K cost. So it mitigates cost, and it's a 3+2.
Nice.
As well as burning if I've got Fire Princess on board at that point, which is filling my hand up, so giving me more and more cards to play with. So next we're going into the Old Men. So we've got Cauldron of the Old Man, which is a bit of a it's a bit of a build-up card, so you want to see this quite early on, and it just basically gets the ball rolling a bit. So if you open with Golden Ladybug, Ancient Leaf and an Old Man, it basically sets the ball rolling because you can heal up to the 9k mark needed.
Draw 2 cards and
to get the draw 2.
Yeah.
And also the heal stack better than the damage do. Yeah. And every time it's a heal, it's a burn.
Yep.
You're right, So really, really good card. Really
New
powerful.
support for this deck.
Yeah, really very low key support. And then an oldie but a goodie, just because it's a bit banter. Yeah, a little bit of banter.
Fair enough.
So if you don't know it, I can either heal by 1,200 or burn for 800, or burn my opponent for 800. Most of the time I'll probably want to burn because I'll have spell absorption, so I'll be able to do 1,300 off of that combo. So very rarely do I want to heal in that situation when I'm using poison.
Yep.
So now we're going on to the protection side of things. 3 swords. I don't really need to explain that, but 500 increase if I've got spell absorption and a 3/10 protect.
Yep.
Pretty nice.
Very nice.
We've basically got 3 instances of Dark Sanctuary. Well, 4 instances of Dark Sanctuary. So this is a bit of a, as Danny says, I'm stealing his coin flip tech. Yeah. So it's just another way to protect myself.
Appropriating my coin flip culture.
Yeah, but hey, it's what I do. So this is another way to protect that doesn't take up my back row. It's a field spell protection, so it frees up my zones on the back, because managing your zones on the back row is actually very difficult to do. You have to know what your opponent's playing in order to play it right. It sounds a bit weird because some cards in PU are just dead, and if you set a dead card, you're really you're going to feel it because you're just not going to be able to play with as much stuff. I don't really want to explain the effects of Dark Sanctuary because it's just a load of wall text, but basically coin flip, if I call it right, my opponents, they burn for half their damage and I'm fine.
Now, if the resources head negate the attack,
yeah,
and then it flicks the damage.
Yeah, so it's just protection.
Yeah.
So then we've got 2 MSTs. That one's a very special case, just for some popping. They're not running it over Twin Twisters because relatively I don't have that many cards in hand, only my Ladybug, and I don't want to get rid of my Ladybug, so...
Yep.
And it's PU, there's not really much that you need to pop.
Yeah. Unless if you're playing against this deck.
Yeah, unless you're playing against my deck, then you just need to...
You probably want to pop everything.
You just need to make Tornado Dragon, then I'm done.
Everybody does.
It's just so hard to play against Tornado Dragon.
Yeah.
Ledger of Ledgermane. Sorry, it's a 3-turn draw. It sounds bad, but in PU, it's survivable.
It's very slow paced.
Yeah, if you can resolve a ledger, you've pretty much nearly won.
Yeah.
Like, I've only lost in PU if I'm not being able to resolve Ledgermane. Going over a little bit of spicy tech there. So, as I was talking about with those dead cards in hand, Magical Mallet, just new hand. Yeah, 500 life points, new hand, more plays.
If you have soul absorption.
Yeah, it's just a funny little piece, a funny card. And we played a tags duel today, and I actually managed to go for glory and do some serious work with just Magical Mallet for 1 card.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. So now we're into the trap portion of the deck, which you'll notice is very low. Magic Cylinder, 2 off. Need I say more?
Yeah. How many times have you won with this? Because people are attacking it like they don't see it.
Quite a few, but a lot of the time
I
it's
can
just.
see happening.
I use it quite early on if I've got it, just to like put them into threat of burn range, and
Yeah.
it's just protection. So if I've got that with Goblin Thief, I can do a Goblin Thief, like just burst damage, and then Magic Cylinder for the game, or do it so that I can burst them into range with Magic Cylinder, and then on my turn just go pop off and just burn them until they're dead. And then last but not least, into our threat of traps. Wall of Disruption.
Duel Links.
The best trap. It's just great because if they build up a board thinking they're just going to try and OTK you, and in PU it takes a while to try and do that. It's just boom, nothing. I'm fine. Good luck next turn.
Time this correctly. It's
Perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. Can make them lose the turn or their game. Pretty much.
It came up earlier today. We just stopped their entire turn when they were going to try and basically destroy us, and it just reduced them down to nothing. So it's a really nice card to have, but if it's a Ting Dangle deck or a non-aggressive deck, it's so dead. These can be the deadest cards or the best cards, all depending on how my opponent play, like what they're playing. Yeah, so knowing when to play these is like quite critical because you can't just throw them down willy-nilly. You need to know that they're gonna trigger, and they're gonna trigger soon because you need your spaces open.
That's it. That's the deck, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much the whole deck.
Any final shout-outs?
We don't run an extra deck because it's
Yeah,
PU.
no extra deck. Yeah.
We probably should, but I feel like it takes away from the spirit of what the deck's trying to do, and you've only got like 9 monsters to play with.
Put bye-bye damage in it.
No. Mainly because I haven't thought of that. So, this deck, my decks are always like I don't try not just to stick with a single build. So probably the next time it's seen, it's going to change just because I don't like to stagnate the deck. So this is as it currently is, but it's no way going to stay like this for long. I'm always going to look for new ways to tech in.
Alright, so that's it. Any final shout-outs to anybody else?
Shout out to Brad because he's right there. Hi Brad. Just shout out to you guys, just everybody on Scrub and everybody watching Scrub. Thanks a lot for like shouting out and wanting to see my deck profile.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted this, so yeah. Hope you guys like that. Cheers, James.
See ya.